Okay, so today it's the February 17th on a Saturday morning, and we're going to do a little loop called the Berryman Trail. Berryman Trail is located, if you haven't been here, it's between Steelville and Potosi, south of I-44, that runs through Missouri. Really nice loop. I think it's a little over 25 miles total, and the western side of this loop is maintained and considered Ozark Trail. The eastern portion of this loop here is not OT Trail, but it's very well maintained and very well traveled. This is a very, very popular backpacking loop or biking loop or equestrian loop. There's a lot of traffic here. So if you were a beginner backpacker and you didn't have a lot of experience, you kind of want to get your feet wet, just try a 2 or 3 day trip. This would be a really good option. It's not really technical. It's easy to navigate. Good water sources. I guess it'd be the eastern side. If you were going to drag it out for a little while, you may have to consider your water on that side. But for the most part, most times of year, water's not an issue, and it's not really remote. There's very popular. So chances are you'll be bumping into the people often throughout the day, whether on bike or on foot. Most of the Ozark Trail south of this, it's not uncommon to spend all day and not see anybody, which is great. If that's what you're looking for. If you're a little more nervous and you kind of like to have people around occasionally, this would be a really good destination. So we'll get started and see what we get into. All right, so this is the plans for today. This is the overall loop for the Berryman. Follows the red, goes up all the way around, then back down, and so forth. Sorry, the lighting's a little poor. It's right before daybreak, so we're going to start on the south end. So we are right there. It says you are here. Go all the way around. We're going to take this clockwise. Go up, loop around, all the way up here to the northern end, drop back down the east side, come back to the you are here, and should be a little over 25 miles. It's the February 17th, and so far we're calling some really nasty conditions today, but so far it hasn't been bad at all driving up. I've been on the road for 2 hours, and it's been really calm, so we'll see what happens. Another thing worth noting is this west side is this is all Ozark Trail maintained, so there's 12 miles of this on the west side here that's OT Trail, and then OT splits off and it's going to continue west here and then eventually on up north, and then the east side of this loop is not Ozark Trail, or not considered Ozark Trail, but nevertheless it's a beautiful country. So anyway, we'll get started and see what happens. So if you come from the Berryman Campground trailhead, which is on the southern end of the Berryman Loop, you just get in the woods maybe a half a mile. You'll come to the intersection here of where the Ozark Trail main trail heads south towards Hazel Creek. We don't want to take that. We're going to go north towards Harmon Spring, and right here it says Berryman Trail west leg. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do this loop clockwise. So from starting on the southern end, we'll be going up the west leg first till we get to Brazil Creek, and then we'll be coming down the eastern leg. So don't head south towards Hazel Creek right here, or you're not going to wind up back at your car. So we're I don't know, 1.5 or 2 miles in, somewhere in there, and getting some huge snowflakes. It's just awesome. So quiet and peaceful. You can hear them kind of hitting the treetops a little bit, and just really still. Check it out. You know, my favorite thing about getting outside when it's snowing like this is just, especially if the wind's not blowing today, it's really calm and it's not real cold. It looks cold, but it's not. But it's just how peaceful and still the woods are. You know, if it's a nice day out, there's a lot of chatter. You know, there's insects and squirrels and chipmunks and birds and all kinds of things making a racket, you know, and it is kind of whenever it starts to snow, all that just gets calm and quiet, and I guess it tucks its head under its wing, and if the wind's not blowing around, it's just really serene. So this is Beecher Spring, I believe is how you pronounce it. Really good spot if you was going to stay the night and needed a place to set up camp. There's a real nice flat area over here for some tents, and really good spacing for hammocks in the trees here. Here's the spring itself being piped out right there. Obviously, you know, you could filter that water if you was uncomfortable with it. Probably be good to go as it is. Your call on that. And it's coming out of this artesian spring here. And like I said, there's plenty of tent areas here. And somebody's even been nice enough to bring and set up a grill down here. See, right over there. So bring up a little wood and pack some brats down here and have a good time. If you can read that or not, it's a 6.5 mile marker. Someone's left a little America here, and there's a pretty good place to throw a tent right here off trail. It's if you just follow that up, you can see there's someone's got a little fire ring right there. So keep that in mind if you're looping through here in the future. Got another water source that obviously would definitely need to be filtered, but this is a vernal pond, V-E-R-N-A-L. It's on the we're still on the west side. I don't know, this is probably 8 miles. I didn't look at a map. Between 8 and 9 miles from the Berryman campground. And if you was a hammock guy, it's really open right here. Good place to hang for the night. And there is a few spots around here that's flat enough for a tent, so you definitely could land here for the night. And obviously, I don't think this is going to dry up because it's been a really dry fall, and it's still holding water really well. So this is where the east leg is going to break off from the west leg of the Berryman Loop, and as you can see by the sign, Ozark Trail, to continue on. If we were going to follow that, you know, we would take a left right here, and the Fork, go that way, but we're not. This is where we're going to split off of the Ozark Trail and go down the east leg, heading south on the east leg around the Berryman Loop, back down to the Berryman campground. So we go down that direction, and as you can see, snow's let up and just about to all melt off. So the wind kind of picked up. It's a little chilly, but we're hanging in there. This is what I like about the Berryman is it doesn't really, most of the trail doesn't follow on top of like the ridges or in the bottoms. It's actually contoured on the side of the hills, so you have all these trails that are weaved around and cut in the side of these ridges, and so every little inlet and a little point that comes off, you can see just follows along like that. Sorry. Way over there, you got these big deep ravines you work around. Just really neat. Most trails jump on top of a ridge or go up a bottom, but a lot of contour cut trail here is just a lot of fun to bike on. This is another good reliable water source. This is Brazil Creek, and Brazil Creek is on the very northern side of the eastern loop on the Berryman Trail, and there's actually a trailhead here. If see the trail crosses right there, if you'll follow the trail right through the timber, right over there, out of your field of view is the Brazil Creek trailhead. Really nice place to park. I don't think there's any facilities there other than just a parking lot, if I remember right. But if you wanted to do the Berryman from the north side, you could park at Brazil Creek here and obviously loop back. But this should have water in it year round, all the time. So really reliable water source. We're back at the campground. Check it out. Still got some sun left, so didn't even have to headlamp it. So bonus. Okay, so we're back here at the You Are Here map from the southern side. So to recap, started here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, went clockwise all the way around here. Stopped at Beecher Spring. It's shot a little video clip there. Continued on all the way around here. This is where the Ozark Trail continued on to Harmon Spring, which we did not go to Harmon Spring. We stayed on the Berryman Loop and started. This would be the start of the east side now, the east side of the loop. Continued on to Brazil Creek Trailhead. Stopped right there and had a bite of lunch right by the creek, and you couldn't really see the parking lot of the trailhead, but it's just as you can see right across the creek right there, easy to get to. And then come on down. Right back to You Are Here. So the map here or on the Ozark Trail website, this showed this at being 26.5 miles. I ran Gia and Strava apps both, and Gia showed it being 27.5 miles, and Strava showed it being over 28 miles. So obviously your mileage may vary. I'll try to load those links in the video descriptions. You can follow that. And again, if it's something, if you're new to backpacking, or just want to try out some gear, something real, just simple, and want to put in some miles, this is a great loop. Just real straightforward, well marked, well maintained, nothing real technical, and a lot of new people are always concerned, with getting afraid of getting hurt, or afraid of getting too tired and can't make it back. And one really nice thing about the Berryman for you guys to keep in mind too is there's a main road system that, as you can see, kind of follows a dominant ridge all the way through the center of this loop. So, and the trail is constantly crossing little roads. All these are little road crossings. Some of those are obviously well-traveled roads. Something like this, that's just going to be probably a wagon road that hasn't been used in 50 years. But you can obviously follow those, get back up to any of these main roads, and these roads are gravel, but there is quite a bit of traffic. Obviously, if it was something where you didn't feel like you could make that loop, I'm sure if you got, in daylight hours, came out on that road, you wouldn't be there very long before somebody would be more than happy to give you a ride back to your car. So you can't ever count on that, but that always is an option. There's a lot of bailout points. So thanks for coming.